her, and she was really lovely on the phone. I felt that she had a wealth of experience which would really help me take my business to the next level. And that's not to say that the coaches that I had before weren't great, because they really were, but I really like the fact that Katie's mentorship had lots of different children's activities in it, and I think it's fantastic that I can learn from football coaches or rugby coaches. It's not just about dance and performing arts, and that was something that really struck a chord with me. I've been in the membership for the last couple of months, and I've really enjoyed the time that I have already started to implement some of the amazing things that Katie has suggested. The first being bringing an extra 55,000 into my business, which could be fantastic if that comes off. So yeah, I'm really super happy and really recommend the CEO membership. It's great.
Hi, and welcome to our 30 Students in 3 Days workshop. Very excited to be with you this week. I'm your host, Katie Cannon. I'm the founder of Gold Medal Business, and I thought it was really important just before we're about to go live to share with you a little bit about my journey, because if you're anything like me, anyone I want to learn from to take me to the next level of my business, I want to know they've been there, done it, and they got the t-shirt. I've been in this industry for nearly 20 years now. I started in 2008, and I was very much a gymnast. I was a British champion for 5 years, did 2 worlds, 2 Europeans, and over the last 20 years have had every experience within this industry. I've had experience with the franchise model. I've had a network of over 100 after school and curriculum classes in schools. I've had village halls, I've had leisure centres, I've had permanent premises. I've shut down permanent premises. I've also had amazing experiences with building teams and bad experiences with teams, and everything in between, from systems, customers, processes, anything you can think of, I've done it. And one of the things of why I really believe what makes Gold Medal so special in the marketplace today is I not only train you from 20 years of experience, I'm also still in the market today. I opened a brand new facility last week. So I not only train you from 20 years of experience, but also what's working now, what worked for us literally last week, and how are we going to help our clients achieve that, and what results. And that is why I really believe we get the results we do with our clients. Now, apart from business, I'm also a mum of 3. I've got a 10-year-old daughter and 2 boys, 6 and 2. And I share that with you because I'm all about business and family. I don't want you to build a business that absorbs every ounce of your time, and by the end of it, you build a phenomenal business, but there's nothing else around you. That is not what we're about at all. We're wanting you to create balance, flexibility. Yes, of course, different seasons of your life are going to have different strengths, and it's going to look different. But in general, you're creating a life and you're creating a great business alongside it. So that's a bit about my background, and we're going to get to know each other very well over the next couple of days. What you can expect in the next 3 days together, we're live for an hour each day. If you cannot make the recording, if you cannot make the live stream, sorry, we are on record. So we have multiple different time zones tuning in. If you can be present and live, that's when we are going to be given some really great bonuses. So do what you can this week to be live. You'll get so much more out by asking questions whilst we're live. So do what you can. Doesn't matter where you are. Just do what you can to be live with us. But this week is all about setting you up for 2026 and making sure 2026 is an incredible transformational year for you. We're going to be teaching you the real fundamentals that you need to be having and the foundations that you need to be having in your business to really grow strong this year, as well as multiple years in the future. So come ready to learn, be inspired, and really ready to have a real fresh approach and a fresh eyes and fresh mindset on your business. I'm so excited to be working with you this week. Let's get started.
Okie dokie, everybody. Let's get started. Welcome to day 3 of our 30 students in 3 days workshop. Whether you're on Zoom, whether you're on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, I can see lots of people streaming in on multiple different platforms. It's an honor to be with you today on day 3. And congratulations if you're here on day 3. We normally see, we have had so many people, we're working across 4 different time zones this week. So we've had so many people watching replays, but when you can be live, when you are consistent, most importantly, and you're showing up day in, day out, that is the fundamentals and the foundations of growing a phenomenal business. So a little bit of a recap as we get started today on day 3. What have we covered this week? If you haven't watched day 1 and day 2, the replay has been sent to your email. If you are in our Facebook group, if you're not, Glia, can you just pop the link for the Facebook group into the chat box for me, and onto our socials as well? If you're not in our Facebook group, that's where a lot of information is also held and the recordings are also. So go back to day 1, go back to day 2, because they do build on each other to make sure you do not miss anything. So on day 3 today, we are going to be sharing with you how the step 2 process of what we've been covering, getting too excited there, what we've been covering, and that is very much in our internal marketing. So a little bit of a recap. Day 1, we talked about the first step system to 30 students in 3 days, and this is your internal. So we've got internal and your external marketing. That's our 2-step system. So day 1, we covered all about external marketing. Day 2, we started talking about your internal marketing. And your internal marketing is a bigger section. So internal marketing is like a 5-step process. So it's a 3-step process. Your internal process is a 5-step system. So this does not include, remember yesterday I talked a little bit about adding local presence, local community. That wasn't talked about on day 1, but I briefly talked about it yesterday because I wanted to make sure that just because I hadn't mentioned it, it still needs to be done. It's just I don't have loads of hours this week to be teaching you every single method, but I had a question about the yesterday which I wanted to address. So you will find your internal marketing is the biggest one, which is actually going to save you money if you do this correctly and consistently. The 2 C's there, correctly and consistently. It will save you money, it will save you time. And if you get this really laser tight and laser focused, you will find your business will just become a lot less like a roller coaster. It will become a little bit more like this, and we'll do this rather than this. So yesterday when we were talking about internal marketing, we talked about really increasing human connection in your follow-up process. We talked about the 4 R's. We talked about reactivation, renewal, referral, and retention. And today we're going to be adding on to some of those because we didn't obviously manage to cover it all yesterday. Today's all about the last 2. It's about your referrals and your retention. Now, with the 4 R's, like I said at the beginning of this week, this is fundamentals. This is your foundation. This is nothing new. This is stuff we all know. But this week was all about with the mindset of teaching you how to build this into your business consistently, how to do this correctly in a children's activity business, how to ensure you're maximizing your cost per spend on the front end and you're not just relying on Facebook ads and socials and local presence to drive traffic through your business. There's so much money to be made internally in your business when you're consistently doing this time and time again. And like I said at the beginning of our time together this week, this will help you when you've got this nailed in your business. You should be enrolling 30 students in 3 days. You should be enrolling 30 students within a week, if not more. You've got the tools to do this day in, day out, because your business is a constant marketing machine and you're ensuring you're not leaving any stone unturned. So many times people leave one for the other. They might have the external marketing switched on, but nothing internally, or the other way around. So today, as I said, we're focusing still on internal marketing, and we're going to be focused on referral and retention. So referral, let's start with this. So what does a referral part of your internal marketing actually look like that it's done correctly? Now, we all know when it comes to referral, you may have particular little cards, when you see them at, in shops and you stamp, or you might be like, oh, don't forget to recommend us to a friend, or you might send an email once every couple of months about your referral process and your referral discount. Just like the bring a friend, this is exactly the same. Bring a friend week. We do it once. We might do it twice in the week. Twice in the year. But it's not going to land unless you're consistent with it. Now, this is something you want to do even when you are full. And I've literally just had this conversation within our mentorship. We've just had a training call from 1 till 2 o'clock today. And within our mentorship, it's like, you don't just want to do a bring a friend when you need it, just like when you are trying to find a staff member, and just like when you're marketing for new students. You don't just be like, you know what, I really need some new staff, so let's start marketing. You should be doing this day in, day out. This should be throughout your marketing campaign, throughout the whole of the year. You're not going to be doing referrals, retention, reactivations the whole of the year. You're not. It's not going to be every day in your business, but it's going to be strategically placed that maybe every 2 months this kicks in. Maybe once a month this kicks in. This is exactly what we talked about, this bonus on Monday. Our Hire Our Team department, we've already had about 8 people sign up to this program with our silver mentorship that we've launched this week for you. You get a bonus that if you sign up to our silver mentorship by the end of tonight, you've got till midnight tonight. We have 2 spaces left on this. Our Hire Our Team will do your strategy and content plan for you. That in itself is around 400-500 quid's worth of work. And that's pounds. Okay. So this is, it's the planning behind this, which is why it becomes so effective. So with your referral, you're not just going to rely on your automation. So you may have your automation set up that once a quarter, you let your audience know about your referral process. Now, I'm going to let you know of what not to do with your referral process. So let's say you're saying, right, if you refer your friends to us, you will get a discount of. Now, only do it when they sign up. This is not on a trial. This is when they sign up and they are committed. But please do not discount off your baseline cash flow, meaning do not discount off your termly or your monthly fees, depending how you operate. You will find your cash flow will get messy. You've got discounts everywhere. You will not see this if you're under 100 students as much. A couple of years ago, I couldn't make no head, no tail of our cash flow. It didn't make sense to me. And it wasn't until I really delved deep. I was like, why is there a 10% discount on that person's account? Why is there 20% there? Why is there 15% there? And again, it wasn't loads, but it was a good sort of 20, 30 people. And I was like, this isn't making sense. Why are we missing 500-600 quid each month? And it was from the little discounts, and that wasn't just from that particular discount. So whenever you discount, make sure it's not on your monthly memberships, your termly memberships. That's your bread and butter to your business. That is what's paying your overheads. That's your wage. That's rent. That's salaries. Don't discount off of that. If we discount, it comes off a holiday camp. It comes off a workshop, a party, that sort of thing. That's like an extra income to your business. It's not the baseline. Okay. So just make sure you're discounting correctly. Now, when you are doing your referrals, make sure that you've got the automation in place where it might send them a couple of emails about your referral process, mixed with maybe a text. And you could set it up so it's all on loop. We have this on loop every quarter. The same emails will go out to our audience. Yes, it is the same emails. People will not remember that you've sent the same emails 3 months ago. But it's good anyway. Repetition. It's the same message. Don't be afraid of that. So that's a system you can have built into your business. If you need help with that, our Hire Our Team department help with all systems and processes, and we support you with that within your silver mentorship. All of these systems and processes that we teach is the number one thing that helped me build a business that we're 18 years old in our gyms this year, has built a business with thousands of students over multiple sites that runs without me. Where in the early days, I hung on to every word, every parent, nothing worked without me. When I stepped out, it broke. All of these things are critical as you grow and you scale. So with your automation, as I always say, love it. We love automation, but you need to make sure you've got that element of personal connection. So you name it, every single part of your campaigns, whether you're booking trials, whether you're booking holiday camps, whether you're booking referrals, whatever the case may be, they have to be weaved with some personal connection if you want the best results. Of course, sending out your automation, you will get results, but you're not going to get as good unless you put a bit of oomph behind it. So what I'd really recommend, you plan this into your campaigns throughout the year, is you do like a referral campaign once a quarter. Don't do it in your first week of September or your busiest week of the year. We plant these around our year when it's quieter. So we're put there, okay, we are going to do a referral campaign. We will have our team on the phones. Our sales and admin team will be on the phones. If you're a one-man band, you build this into your schedule in the best way you can. And you're literally calling up your customers, asking how they are. This is a great retention strategy as well. We go on to this in a minute. You can always combine these or you can keep them separate. You're literally seeing how you can help them, but letting them know. We have a great referral. I didn't know if you knew about our great referral offer. If you recommend a friend that enrolls with us, we offer you 25% off your holiday camp. Would that be of interest to you? And majority of the time, that works so well because they've seen the information, but they've not acted on it. Until you've actually called them, yes, it's extra work. Yes, it's going the extra mile. You won't get to speak to everybody, but you don't need to. You can leave a message. If it's of interest, they will call you back. You're selling the campaign. It's a mindset as opposed to, do you know what, I'm just going to send, and this was me in the early days. I totally blacked out. I'm going to send out, bring a friend. And has anyone seen it? Remember, email goes into junk and spam. And I'd be like, has anyone actually seen it? Has that actually worked? Or we'd send out loads of emails for like a holiday camp booking. And yeah, some would see it and some would book on it. It's not till we get on the phones and we sell it is when our numbers go through the roof. So this is the difference, my friends, this is the difference between a business is that like doing okay. Like, so this is the difference of a business that, you know, you're like, yeah, we're kind of half full, maybe 60%, to a business is that 90% full. What you're doing and what you can get away with automation and everything will always get you a certain point. It will. But you want to go the extra mile. You want to go way ahead of your competitors. All these little things around the edges, which makes such a difference. They really, really do. So when you're doing your referrals, have the automation, but also pick up the phone as well. Make that connection. You'll get a lot out of your customers. And it also helps with the next point, what we're going to talk about in terms of your retention. So your retention is just as important as new customers coming in. We all know this. There's no point bringing in like 20-30% of new customers every month, but you're losing 30%. Average in our industry. So if you're under this is normal attrition, okay? So if you're under 5% and under, that is normal attrition. So generally, you may find, and I really recommend you track this throughout the year. If you find, and you will find, some months will go above 5%. So I guarantee in the month of June, July, all around that dodgy, but obviously this is UK market, so it's all around the summer. We normally probably get to about 8 or 9%. But then throughout the rest of the year, sometimes it's 2%, sometimes it's 4%, sometimes it's 3%. I don't think we ever get to 1%, but it's a lot lower. So I don't freak out. And in the early years when I didn't know the flow of my business, and if you're brand new to this, remember I talked about metrics on day one. Every metric you can have to track your business will help you. If you know, do you know what? It's okay. I know our attrition is not great at the minute. There's a reason for it. As long as there's a reason for it. If your attrition and you've got quite a lot leaving in your busiest month, let's say September, then you think, I think we've got a bit of an issue. So when you use metrics to help you, it will help you find the holes quicker in your business. I always say you should have like a KPI sheet of numbers, right? You should be able to look at any time and you should be able to be like, do you know what? If I was traveling, I had 5 minutes a day to report to the key person in charge, I should be able to see by looking at those numbers what's working and what's not, and give them advice on what to do. When you have these numbers across the board, you can go, if you're getting a number of like 4%, okay, nothing to worry about. That's normal. That's maybe moving activity. Child's got bored. Child's got too big for the class. And there's nowhere for them to go. There's maybe logistics, moving house, moving country, But if you're seeing it spiking regularly above that, you're like, what's going on here? Have we changed teacher? Is it a particular class? Dig a bit. Is it expenses? Like, what is it? Is it location? Like, what is it? So But when you're doing your retention, just get an understanding across the board at how your business works, how it flows, and understand your business, because you'll freak out a lot less. Your business will be like this rather than like this all the time. And it will help you plan as well. So you will know, do you know what? Summertime, not the best time to make that big investment, because I know it's going to be a bit rocky, but let's revisit that in October, because I know it's going to be a very different story. So it will help you make decisions. Now, when you're doing your retention, there are two things I want you to do on here with your retention. Number one is called customer care weeks. Now, you can absolutely pull these together with what I've just talked about with your referrals. So you might just be like, okay, right, team, every quarter we're on a customer care week, not in your busy periods. Customer care week, off we go. Everyone's on the phone, connecting with your customers, asking how they are, asking if there's any changes. Believe me, just by making these phone calls, your retention will improve. Why? It's good to get ahead of the game before there's an issue. Using some examples that I've heard my team talk about over the years. And they might be like, how's little Ben getting on in his class? Well, do you know what Ben is? He enjoys it, but he's a bit tired on a Monday. Okay, let's look at that too. Has Ben just started school? Yeah, it's 4 or 5. All right, I get it. Why don't we move into a weekend slot? Can you do a weekend? He's probably exhausted after school. They've moved him to weekend and Ben is still with us. So just by having, sometimes with parents, they're not thinking outside the box. I do the same. I'm a busy parent of 3 young children. Sometimes if they say to me, I don't want to go, I'm like, okay, don't go then. All right, we won't renew next term, especially if they've just started it and they're not quite into it. My 10-year-old who does nearly 13 hours a week of gymnastics a week, that's going to be a bit of a different conversation if she says that. But someone, my middle one, 6, Ashton, if he says that and he's doing football, tennis, that's his key things. And he says, I don't want to do this. I haven't done it for a couple of weeks. Okay, I'm going to have a different conversation about it. But if I have a phone call, I might think twice. I might think, okay, yeah, maybe let's move to another class. All it takes is a conversation. Another example, I said, do you know, they get on really well, but he doesn't like being in a class with Stanley. Stanley annoys him. They're classmates at school. They argue a lot, and we will all hear this with children. And like, okay, do you know what? I'm going to let the teacher know not to put him in a group with Stanley. Great, thank you so much. Again, they're much happier and they're no longer together. So get ahead of the problem. Find a solution before you lose a customer. While you're on the phone with them, you're building that connection and you are building that referral. So if all goes well, ask for the referral. This can be done at the same time. Don't wait till there's a problem. Now, I know with this, you might think, oh my gosh, I hate calling my customers. I don't know what they're going to say. Some will pick up, some won't. And that is fine. That's absolutely fine. Now, I'm going to tell you an idea of what we did try that fell flat on its face. We tried this about 3 years ago, and we tried like a Zoom call. So we did try at one point, bit like a parents call, and we got them to book in. So we said, if you've got an issue, if you've got anything you want to discuss, please book in with us on a Friday afternoon. That was when my manager was free between these 2 hours, and they book a time. Now, that did work for a few, but we found many, they were working or it didn't work with their schedule, and then they still wanted to talk to us at the door. So we scrapped that idea. Didn't work at all. But we find these calls, you're not going to catch everybody, you're not, but follow up with an email, and then that creates an email conversation. Leave a voice note. They at least know you called. And little things like this will set you apart. I keep talking about this week. To really improve student numbers, you've got to set yourself apart. You've got to get above the competition. They won't be doing this. I can tell you, none of my children's activities will I ever get a phone call from. I've never had a phone call unless there's a real issue. But in my gyms, you will get a phone call. Okay. Sometimes it's more than 3 months. So don't get yourself like in a right tizzy if you think, oh my gosh, I've missed the customer care deadline. It's been so big. If it's heaving in the office, If the phone is busy, if the trials are booking in, that's your priority. Don't need to do this yet. Don't stress about it. Just be like, do you know what? My main priority, the phone is off the hook, ringing, the trials are coming, great, focus on that. Maybe in 2 weeks' time, you can get around to this. Or if you maybe do it 2 months late, it's not the end of the world. You've got your automation in place, but this is an extra. And when you build this into your Dream 1000, I talked about your Dream 1000 over the last couple of days, you will start to see when your customer's been called. So you are starting to create, that's your customer care, your retention system. A system doesn't have to be fancy of all these, multiple emails, all of these texts that are going to go out, this massive complicated funnel with all these bells and whistles. It can be something as simple as, I have a spreadsheet to track this. That's a system. You know what's going on. It's not a guessing game. Said you'll be able to guess when you've got 50 students, but totally not as you grow. You won't know everyone by name. You won't be like, I used to be able to that parent's name and the child is boom, boom, boom. Couldn't tell you that at all. We've got thousands of students. There's no way I know that information at all. I barely know any of the gymnasts anymore because I'm not in the gym teaching. That's not my job in the company anymore. That's my manager's job. So you've got to create the systems now, wherever you are in your business, create the systems now for your team to start to implement. I always say, start as you mean to go on. So if you're a team of one, build out the systems, get off your paper, get off your pen and paper. That's not going to work as you grow a team. Your team, if they're working in another office, are not going to know what you're doing on your piece of paper. So it's making sure you're building as you mean to go on and what's going to grow with you. Okay, so 2 things, your referral and your retention are going to go very, very well together. You can bring them under one umbrella, not a problem at all. Listen to the feedback. And this will not only help retain your customers, it will also help you market for new ones and also hold on for future customers. So not just holding on to, Ben, who wants to continue his class because he's now not tired. You can then think, do you know what? We might need to change this. That's really good feedback. Thank you so much. You do not get feedback until you ask for it. I have learned over the years, people, unless you ask for a review, I'm going to talk about reviews in a minute. Unless you ask for a review, unless you physically say, if there's a particular issue, you don't get feedback. You have to ask for it. Because so often people are so busy, unless you are said on the retention side and the referral, you can be asking how they're getting on. And then you can ask for, a Google review off the back of that. And you can maybe ask at the same time regarding the referral. They kind of come as one. Okay, you might want to split it up. It depends how big your organization is. So going on to reviews, this kind of, falls under all the same umbrella. Make sure you're doing the same for your reviews. Don't just send out an email and be like, oh, please leave us a Google review. Doesn't work. You will get a few, but very little. Yeah. And this has literally amazed me over the years at how little that actually happens until you offer a bit of a reward and you call them. And these are lovely, happy customers. They just haven't done it. And you say, oh, yeah, could you leave us a review? So we do a reward process on our reviews. So if you give us a Google review, and we use something very similar in Gold Medal as well, we do sort of, maybe it's like a one-off coaching call or things like that. But if you leave us a Google review of your experience, many restaurants do this very well. We've all seen that when you have a code and you leave 10%, you get a 10% discount if you do it. And they might leave, if they leave us a Google review and a Trustpilot review, they maybe get 10% off. If they do us a video, they might get 20% off. The reason why we love a video, it's much more connecting. It's a lot more personal. Many a times we don't have to ask and they naturally give it to us. And they say, do you know, we've had such a great time. Can we give you a video? Absolutely. But if you really want to build that bank of trust, you have to build this in to your referral and your retention strategy. Don't ask, we don't get, unfortunately, do we? Okay, cool. So as we're starting to wrap up, as we mentioned today, I want you to look at the last 3 days of training we've had together. I'm hoping you've got some really good ideas and some really good actions to take away with you. Now, what we've taught in the last 3 days is literally a drop in the ocean of what we teach in terms of your marketing and how to enroll your students within our silver mentorship. There's only so much. Our marketing section in our silver mentorship is huge. There's only so much I can teach you in 3 days. So if you have absolutely loved the last 3 days, it's all about giving you ideas. Our silver mentorship is then taking it into action and implementation and giving you a lot more support and training around everything that we've covered this week. So if you've watched this religiously this week, you are excited for 2026, you want your business to look insanely different by this time next year, you have to make a change. You have to invest in your personal development, your team, your business, your processes. And believe me, after being in business for over 20 years and being a mentor for many, I have never seen anybody grow a business by themselves. Just how I said, I became a British champion with a coach by myself, kicking my ass. I learned to drive with an instructor. Business is no different. So if you are serious, if this business for you is a hobby, then maybe our silver mentorship is not for you. But if you are serious about improving your student numbers, which I know you are because you're here with us live and you've signed up to this workshop this week, seriously look at our silver mentorship, which will give you access to our incredible community where you can learn from on a day-to-day basis. You get a hybrid of both things in terms of self-study training. We have over 6 core systems, which are huge, each system, on how to implement the fundamentals and foundations of your children's activity business, tried and tested by myself truly, that I'm still using today in my business over 20 years, and a mixture of calls. So in all my experience in mentoring and myself being mentored over the last 20 years, I believe for you to have success, and we see this through the results of our clients, you have to have a mixture of self-study and hand-holding. And that's why we designed the program like we do. So the Tuesdays and Thursdays, you have Q&A and training. I've just got off the call. It's from 1 till 2, Tuesdays and Thursdays. If you can't attend, we do a lot of recordings. We have an international audience. It is always recorded and sent across to you, mixed with self-study as well. So you get a hybrid of the two, bringing you world-class coaches. We have a selection of coaches from different fields that you speak to on a week-to-week basis during our Q&A sessions. So you get that mixture of community, mixed with self-study, mixed with live calls, mixed with questions being answered, mixed with world-class support from multiple different backgrounds. So if you want the support, you want to increase your student numbers, you want to sort out your team, you might be stressed to the eyeballs and you want to get some time and freedom and think, how the hell am I going to build this business if I'm this stressed? I remember thinking I hit 200,000 a year in my business and thought, how on earth am I going to build to 500,000, which was my goal at the time, when I have no time. I had to make 10 steps back to make 30 forwards. But I had the right support in place to make that happen. You have got yourself to where you are with the knowledge you have today to get you from whether you're turning over, let's say your goal is 300,000 and you're maybe on 50K. That's okay. You've got yourself to where you are with the knowledge you have. To get from 50 to 300,000, you need to do something different. You need other support. Otherwise, you're just kidding yourself. And that's the difference between people who hit their goals and people that don't. They recognize the difference in their capabilities. So our silver mentorship has said it will help you with team building, systems, processes, building student numbers, enrolling student numbers. It will help you with growing, scaling. It will help you with dealing and growing as a CEO. All the questions from a customer standpoint that come up on a day-to-day basis. It will help you with finances. It will help you with cash flow. The list is endless. So if you're serious about our silver mentorship, said we have a fabulous offer on it. It ends end of this week, which is £99 per month. Yes, that's it. We have thousands of pounds worth in this mentorship. It's 99 quid a month, the price of literally 2 takeaways a month. And if you want to pay in full, it's £1,000 for the year. So you can get yourself all covered and you save a good couple of £100 when you pay in full. That offer is valid till the end of this week. If you are serious about getting started insanely quick, I would jump on our offer of our Hire Our Team. I said that expires. It's all in the Facebook group for you. That expires at midnight tonight, where if you pay in full, you get our Hire Our Team to produce your content system for you and your organic growth that we talked about on day 2. Or day 1, we did that actually. They will do that completely free for you, which I said is about £400 to £500 worth of work. So if that is of interest for you, that is a great gift for you, because it will save you hours of time and help you implement what we've done this week a lot quicker. So if you've got any further questions, Galia, can you just pop the link to our silver mentorship in the chat box for us? We've had over 15 people join us in our silver mentorship this week, and I know that will double, if not triple, by the end of this week. All I would say to you is look at what you want to achieve this year. Look at what's the gap of you achieving that goal. If you have no support, how are you going to do it? We are a group of experts who have got over 50, 60 years of experience between us, all at Gold Medal Business. What you get when you join mentorships like ours, you're paying for speed. I have years of experience where I made so many different mistakes, and I wish I had this kind of community when I started my business. I would have saved myself thousands, a lot of tears, and a hell of a lot of time as well. So just think, what do you want your 2026 to be? Get the support you need, get the mentorship you need, get yourself set up for 2026 so you're not guessing it. It's not a guess, it's not a surprise, and you're not thinking, oh, I'm not sure what to do. You'll think, it's fine, I've got the team, I've got the commitment, I know exactly what I'm doing. So Glia, can you just put, I'm not sure if she's having, so while the link's going, oh, there it is. Thank you so much, Glia, it's gone up. So as I'm going to stay on, guys, for a couple more minutes, just to give you an idea to ask any questions if you've got any questions. If you need to jump straight away, no, not a problem. I'm going to wrap up and you can send any questions you've got across to us. We'll be more than happy to help. But thank you so much for every single one of you for being part of our workshop and our 30 students for 3 days this week. It's been a phenomenal start to 2026. We've had a record number of people enrolling for this workshop this week. So whether you've been with us for live or you're watching this on the recording over the next couple of days, it's been an absolute honor to support you this week, to hold your hand and to nurture you and to build a phenomenal business together in 2026. So thank you so much for your time, and I look forward to supporting you within your business. Take care. Okay, if anybody's got any questions at all, guys, just unmute yourself. I've got a few questions on live stream that I'm just going to answer. Okay, what about the content calendar? Timings for that? Yes, there's a reason why there is obviously a crunch time on this, is so it will be done by kind of mid-February for you. So it'll be done pretty quick. You haven't got to wait months for it. But that's also a reason why there's only 10 spots available for that, because we don't have we've got a select number of weeks to get that done for you. Main reason we want that done for you so it can be done by the first quarter. Matt, if you reach out to Gemma, she will be able to have a chat with you and discuss any questions that you've got on that. So if you haven't yet booked a call, guys, Gemma, our sales executive, she's the best person to be speaking with. She can then recommend the right program for you if you haven't yet had a conversation with her. Glia, can you just put the calendar link in the chat box as well? But if anybody's got any other questions, I can see a lot coming up. Some we will reach out to you on live streams, guys. There's a lot of questions there. We will reach out to you individually. We've got all of your registration details that you registered for the workshop. Excellent. Cool. All right, guys. Well, amazing being with you this week. As I said, look forward to working with you or welcome you into our silver mentorship so we can work with you on a week-to-week basis, and have an amazing rest of your day. And any recordings will be up with you and you'll be able to see them by the end of the week. Take care and speak to you soon. Bye.
Recording stopped.